Amidst all the efforts in 2024 to enhance transportation in Central Florida, the Florida Department of Transportation District 5 never lost sight of one of its most important missions: helping communities during extreme weather events. Meteorologists predicted an active storm season in 2024, and that's exactly what Florida faced. The 2024 storm season tested the resolve of many Floridians and aggressively challenged FDOT's goals of serving its friends and neighbors. The department met this threat with thorough preparation and swift action, reaching new heights and pushing the limits of how efficiently it can respond. Though not every storm impacted Central Florida, District 5 stepped up and helped the communities hit the hardest. And when Central Florida felt the brunt of the 2024 storm season, FDOT District 5 was ready to respond. It started with a deployment to District 2 in May, after tornadoes swept across North Florida between Tallahassee and Lake City. 13 employees from District 5 deployed to Taylor, Madison, and Lafayette counties and spent 4 days clearing debris and ensuring roads were safe. District 5 returned to District 2 just a few months later after Hurricane Debby hit North Florida. On August 7th, 33 crew members deployed to Madison County near Tallahassee, clearing 1,700 cubic yards of vegetation, approximately 12% of the state's debris. With District 5's boots on the ground, these communities were able to respond and recover more quickly. Hurricane Helene hit Florida in the Big Bend region just a month later. District 2, which had already suffered major impacts from the previous consecutive weather events, was once again in need, and District 5 swiftly responded. On September 27th, 32 field workers rolled out in a convoy of trucks, heavy equipment, and supplies to Lake City to receive their assignments and assist in the recovery. The team removed downed trees and debris from the roads, clearing thousands of cubic yards of vegetative debris in North Florida. Another deployment took place 2 days later when 19 workers headed west to St. Petersburg and Treasure Island in District 7 to clear roads of heavy sand accumulation, a scene where the mounds of sand resembled a snowstorm. The crew hauled away loads of non-vegetative debris, which included sand, construction and demolition debris, and white goods. The impacts of Hurricane Helene were felt beyond the state of Florida as well. District 5 sent staff to both North Carolina and Tennessee to assist our neighbors across state lines. With Hurricane Milton approaching, deployed workers quickly made their way home to assist their own communities. For the first time in the state's history, emergency shoulder use was implemented along I-4 and I-75 at the same time to help with evacuations. Governor Ron DeSantis also suspended tolls along key routes to further assist with the evacuations before the storm and recovery after the storm. On the evening of October 9th, Hurricane Milton made landfall near Siesta Key before carving through Central Florida. The Category 3 hurricane was the most significant storm Central Florida would face during the 2024 hurricane season. After wind and rain subsided to safer levels, District 5 teams began assessing roadways, bridges, and traffic signals for impacts. Workers began cutting and tossing operations, getting the roadways clear of downed trees and large debris. During the storm, the southbound lanes of US 1792, just south of Enterprise Road in Orange City, were swept away. A nearby pond had overtopped, and with heavy rainfall and the excess water running across the roadway, the ground beneath the lanes eroded and the road collapsed. It took a monumental effort to assess the damage, clear the site of debris, reconstruct the road, and reopen to traffic in just 5 days. With the emergency contractor working around the clock, it took just 3 of those days to rebuild the road. Crews also quickly addressed serious washouts along State Road A1A in Flagler Beach and Ormond by the Sea, in the areas where seawalls are under construction. Crews worked non-stop to prevent the loss of asphalt on the vulnerable Oceanside corridor. What happened next was the largest FDOT-owned and operated debris pickup operation in District 5 history. With contractors busy with Hurricane Helene recovery in other states, it was up to FDOT staff to rise to the challenge. Crews of support and development staff who don't typically work in the field grabbed their hard hats and yellow vests to pick up smaller debris, assess damage, and flag traffic for field crews leading recovery efforts. To support the massive cleanup effort, FDOT's central office purchased more equipment in 2 weeks than the department had purchased in 10 years. over 120 pieces of heavy equipment, including many for Central Florida. And when District 5 needed it most, District 2 was ready to lend a hand as well, sending over 70 workers to help with the debris pickup effort. In total, after Hurricane Milton, District 5 picked up more than 34,000 cubic yards of debris, enough to fill up more than 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The recovery following Hurricane Milton took a village. Feeding workers, delivering generators to power traffic signals, constantly monitoring roadways, the Emergency Operations Center quarterbacking the recovery efforts, and everyone playing their part in getting Central Florida back on its feet. District 5 exercised collaboration and teamwork like it had never seen before, setting a new standard for storm recovery that will carry over to future storm seasons. No matter what FDOT faces in the future, District 5 will always be ready to support its communities, because communities are at the center of everything.